everyone. So today we will talk about why should someone follow Vedic physics and Acharya Agnivrat Nastik ji. Okay. Myself is Dr. Sandeep Kumar Singh and I am the professor of physics and mathematics at the JK Lakshmipati University in Jaipur. So after watching our first video, there are many questions may arise in your mind and we will take a few questions that India is a country of many religions, and from a long time, a lot of preachers are preaching or teaching, but we are not seeing any improvement in the society. The moral value of the society is going down day by day. So, what is lacking in the preaching or in the system? From your parents also you heard that in ancient time India was a golden bird. But now India becomes very poor and it remains poor now. So how this happens? On the other hand, atheists and Western countries like America and Europe are developed and getting richer and richer day by day. And the third thing you may ask that what are you going to do differently than others? So the first point is that lot of preachers came and you are also going to preach something like Vedic physics, spirituality. What you are going to do differently than the previous preachers or what are the current gurus? Okay. So the first question is we will tackle that why Vedic physics. In our previous lecture also we discussed a lot about this. In the Vedic physics, we treat material science and consciousness on equal footing. So we take both branches of science together. But in modern scientists and engineers reject the existence of consciousness and God. And what is happening if we took only one branch like material science? hmm, So then the atheism and luxury lifestyle is increasing in the society. People don't have any fear of God, and then they think that they are the supreme power. People are wasting huge money and energy and finally trapping into climate change. Also, the inequality in the society are also increasing. For example, the richer people are getting more richer and richer, and poor people are becoming more poorer and poorer. If we take only consciousness and if we reject the material science, that thing is happening in our spiritual leaders. They are saying, okay, eh, just reject the material science. Only God can save us. Leave everything. So then they are keeping away science from religion. And this is also bad consequence, and hence the hypocrisy, which we say pakhand and fundamentalism, kattarpanth are increasing in the society. And because of that, one group of people are focusing only on material science, and other group is focusing only on consciousness science. Because of that, the hate and fight among religions and countries are increasing hmm, for natural resources. Countries in nowadays, China is fighting for the South China Sea. Everybody is fighting for the natural resources, and the feeling of that the whole earth is a family, humanity, values are going down. So I will take one example how the hypocrisy is increasing. So in the left side, this is the picture of Lord Shiva as an addict, and now 99% followers are following this picture. They are smoking, and then they are saying we are the follower of Lord Shiva. But that is not good, because Lord Shiva, the Adi Yogi, gave us meditation, yoga, hatha yoga, and Swar Yoga. Swar Yoga is like Anulom Vilom Pranayam and many other knowledge. He also gave classical music with his damru, and he also taught us different classical dance. And some people are taking cannabis and or other drugs, but this is your personal matter. So I request those people, please don't include Yogi Shiva in this matter. Now the other question arises, why should someone follow Acharya Agnivrat Naistik ji? So I want to clarify that the modern scientists and engineers who have background in science, they have very difficulty in understanding the consciousness or spirituality alone. You are going in some temple, some preaching is happening, one guru is telling some spiritual thoughts, and just you are going for sake of your family and you are not interested that much. But what we are doing here, we are teaching the material science and spirituality in your famous terminology. What you have studied in your schooling and your engineering and graduation. You study engineering subject, physics, chemistry, math, biology, computer science, mechanical engineering. And what is the basic units of this all the science is you are understanding all those phenomena in this world in terms of molecules, atoms, energy, vibrations, frequency, heat, temperature, sound. So we also teach Vedic physics in terms of this material science terminology. And then once you are familiar with this terminology and you understood and the material science in terms of Vedic physics, then you also attack on more difficult and philosophical questions. For example, what is this universe, gravity, black holes, dark matter and dark energy? Why we are here on Earth? What is the initial structure of electricity and waves? And then you also progress in spirituality or consciousness automatically by making a good character, leaving bad habits, by developing patriotism, and finally nation building. In this way, you start to convert from atheist nature to the God believer or Parampita Parameshwar believer. So in this way, we are not only preachers, but we are also clarifying various unsolved and difficult problems using logic and science. So then now you can give a befitting reply to those who attack on Sanatan Dharma at national and international level. My many friends told me that now they feel more comfortable and confident to defend our Hindus or Vedic rituals or what we have in our Vedas. In this way, we will get rid of this intellectual enslavement and feel proud of our Rishi tradition. Okay. And then we will live our life with self-respect and self-esteem. This thing what we want in our life. The society who doesn't proud on their own culture, they destroyed with the time. So there are more public questions I will deal. There are some questions that why are you not designing any products? And so I want to clarify that we are a theoretical Vedic scientist like Einstein. Einstein never designed any product, but he regarded as one of the greatest scientists. So first we give the idea. Idea is important. We can make product later. Technology, once we have idea, then we can convert that into product using technology. But still we have we still decoding the Vedic science, and we already know that from the half-baked knowledge in modern science, we created a lot of problems, like pollution, polythene. Polythene is, if we know the correct science, we never created polythene. But now polythene is the main source of pollution and world in the danger situation because of polythene. Nuclear weapons are there, climate change, and some scientists defend and the modern science also that this is the science we're doing, but they have both aspect. How you are going to use science in the good way or in the bad way, it depends on you. So to make harmless technology, we need real science, Yatharth Vigyan. What is the actual structure of that material? If we know in the detail, then we will never make a harmful technology. And I also challenge you that to give lecture is easy, but to create knowledge is very hardworking and challenging task. So before asking Guruji, please you also make some product and or try to create some knowledge. There is other question that why are you opposing modern science? So I want to clarify that we are not opposing modern science. We want to help modern science to solve complex and unsolved problems. For example, in the discovery of God particles or Higgs bosons, in the lab, CERN lab, which is situated on the border of France and Switzerland. The world spent billions of euro and a huge human effort to understand the Higgs boson, and will also spend such a big amount to understand gravity, sun and photons, the origin of universe. Therefore, our mission to help them to understand all these phenomena and save huge money and efforts of scientists. Also, uh, the modern scientists are doing a lot of hard work, but due to tamasic nature, they are involved in their work so much that they forget if this science is good for humanity or this world or not. Therefore, the government have to monitor their work by appointing some committee or ethics. And then the scientists say our work is to do research. If it is bad or good, the policy maker will decide. But if the scientists know the science of dharma, the Chetan Tattva or consciousness, they will never make harmful technology for humanity and for this world. And now we will come to the second part, why we should follow the Swami Agnivrat. As Satyat Prakash ignite new minds and create a lot of freedom fighters, in the similar way, Ved Vigyan Alok will also ignite young mind for scientific research to regain the pride for India. This is my opinion. Why I am saying this? I just finished the Gopath Brahmana, Satpat Brahman, and other literature, and I also found that they have misinterpreted by a lot by the translators, because those translators like Sani Rishi, they are very expert in Sanskrit Vyakaran or grammar, but not in the Vedic science. So they were unable to decode the deep hidden science of rishis, sages and seers. But now the Swamiji Agnivrat Naistik ji is expert in both grammar of Sanskrit and science. And he already decoded the Aitreya Brahmana Granth in the form of Ved Vigyan Alok, and he is now decoding the Nirukta, which will be also complete in future within 2 years. So what I believe that if we follow the style of Guruji, then we can also decode the remaining Rs or Rishi's Granth. Then how we can decode all these Granth according to Swami Dayanand Saraswati? First, we have to be expert in 6 Vedangs, or we can say pillars for to decode the Vedas. So one is like Shiksha, how to correctly pronounce the mantra, Vyakaran, which is grammar, Jyotish, Nirukt, Chand, Kalp, and there are 6 darshan, Sankhya, Yog, Nyay, Vaisheshik, Mimamsa, and Vedant. And there are Brahmar Granth, Aitreya, Satpat, Gopat, Taittiriya, etc. Then we can decode Vedas. But it is a very difficult task. Even Swami Dayanand Saraswati said that I need 400 years to decode whole Veda. So much vast knowledge of every aspect of life is hidden in the Vedas. But how we can do? We can do by making teams. So we will make a parallel team. So the team first will decode other rishis or Ars Granth using Guruji's style. So Guruji, which I believe that one of the best brain in modern time, did favored on humanity by scientific explanation of Ved Vigyan, Alok and Nurup. Yes. But to continue this work, we will make a team of 10 to 20 scholars under the guidance of Guruji. Guruji did a lot of hard work. Now we have to continue his legacy. He translated 2 Granth, 2 books, and but there is a lot of books or Granths are there which have to be translated correctly. So this team will translate the other Brahmad Granth, Darshan Shastra, and finally Vedas. So the other work of this team is to spread Guruji work to the general public, audience, and whole world by various ways. What is the other various ways? They can do online teaching. We can write many books. We can organize conferences, and by educating our neighbors and relatives. Therefore, humanity will benefit from his hard work. And now number 2 team. There I also belong myself, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Singh. So my interests are in modern science as well as on the Vedic science. So we will become as a bridge between Vedic science and modern science. So we will find some hidden technology from the ancient Vedic knowledge, and we will try to implement in the modern technologies. In this way, we will create harmless technology and will try to solve many challenging unsolved problems in modern physics. For example, superconductivity at room temperature, magnetism, pollution due to plastic, energy crisis, climate change, virus epidemics, for example, corona, Ebola, and other diseases like cancer, AIDS. I also want to say we should not work as a service provider. For example, we are working for Google, Facebook, Amazon. These are the American company, and we are working for those companies. So we have to create our own intellectual property rights, and then we have to develop our own technology, and we have to set up our own companies in India. In this way, we will give employment to Indians, and we will strengthen the local industry, and hence we will strengthen our country, India, Bharat. And the team 3 will apply the existence knowledge in various applications. One is like Vedic agriculture. So we have to transform the chemical-based agriculture to the cow-based agriculture. And we can also do Vedic Bhavan. The cement house is not good. They become very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. And then, and to have have a cold in the summer, we have to use cooler or AC, and we have to heat our house in the winter, and then we are spending a lot of energy. So in the ancient time, we have that mud house, and so we can have that technology like Vedic plaster of paint. Also, the third pillar is like Ayurveda, which is very helpful. This is like 5,000 old our traditional therapy or like to cure. So we are also believing in Ayurveda, and we have to encourage people to take Ayurvedic medicine to fight various disease, because they are not harmful. Allopathic is very harmful. We have to take allopathic in very serious conditions. So in this way, we also create a lot of employment for our own Indians. The other steps we want to take as the Gurukuls for Vedic science. As we know, the girls also have a full right on Vedic knowledge, but now we don't have facility yet for them. So we are planning to start a online education for all girls and boys. And I want to say that Gurukuls are not only the place of Karamkand, judge, but also the place of Vedic science education. In ancient time, the Gurukula was the research center to do a high level research. But nowadays, in Gurukuls, only we are teaching like some how to pronounce month and no science education. So we will talk to various Gurukuls and give online education for science stream. So the student who will pass out from Gurukul will also can get job as engineers, scientists, IAS, businessmen with high moral value. So this character building will solve many social problems. They will not exploit or some other poor people's. Okay, thank you very much.